Hello, folks. So I'm back with part 11 of upgrading Uptime Kuma from V1 to V2. So I was actually trying to connect to the Uptime Kuma that is there in our hosted version. It is actually in a Kubernetes cluster, but it's being exposed. The interesting thing is exposed outside where you can access it through a URL, but I had to actually port forward and use a HTTP URL because HTTPS was not working. And then I realized that to be able to see any errors, I was not able to see any errors. So to be able to see any errors, you have to apparently like use some stuff. For example, let me show you. So yeah, so there is this thing where you need to use this on error object, right? So only then you'll know if error occurred, if reconnect occurred, and all that. So these are events on top of the client, right? This is the client API, as you can see here. This is the socket.io client thing. So if there's any error, you will get the error. If there's any ping, you'll get ping. If there's any reconnect, you'll get reconnect attempt, and then reconnection error and all that. So I think it's a good idea to add these to the list of things that you have. So for example, I already have the error thing for now. So I just say listening for events to know that if it has passed this line, because initially I found out that it was not passing this line, probably I thought, but then I found out it's actually going through this line and then there is some error. So I find out the error by looking at this, right? And so you can actually, for example, so you can put in ping and everything over here. So I'll just say ping and log ping event. I'll just say ping, and then there is reconnect and reconnect attempt. So reconnection attempt number. So reconnect, reconnect, and you get the attempt over here. So we just do attempt, right? And reconnect attempt, yeah. And reconnect error and reconnection failed. Okay. So and put in current reconnect. Current reconnect with the reconnection error. So reconnect error. So you basically just get this error and put here and say reconnect error, and then say this, right? This one I'll say connection error. I'll just say ting. Okay. These are actually small. It does just make it as small itself. Connection error, and then say that. Reconnection error, and then say that. Right. These I can actually use for anything. So yeah, and then you have manager.call. So if you get the manager, you can actually use that also, I think. So if the manager was initiated with auto connect to false, launch a new connection attempt. Allow is optional and we call. So you have a manager and you say manager auto connect false. You connect to it and then error occurs. You just call this reconnection, delay max and all that. Okay. So there's a raw socket, raw connection engine.io manager and then socket. So multiple of these connects to one manager, and then one manager connects to uses one engine.io. It's the fundamental class for interacting with the server. Socket belongs to a certain namespace by default /. So we just use the / namespace. and uses an underlying manager to communicate. So it's basically an event emitter which sends events to the server and receives events from the server over the network. So you can actually see event and all that on connect and whatnot. So connect error is actually a thing over here. So you can actually see attribute indicates whether the socket will automatically try to reconnect after a small randomized delay. So temporary failure, right on. Okay, so let me just put this in here. Okay, so I'll put that also here. So log temporary failure. The socket will automatically try to reconnect, and then here only called in order to connect. Connection, I'll just say this. And this in that case, so you have that. Okay, so and you put the message over there. Just use template string backticks. Error is error, and then error message is this. So just put a backtick at the end. So yeah, error is error message is this. Cool. So with this, let me check out if there are any issues. I think so there is some issue here. Let me see, the issue shows up here, right? So, expected where? Oh, here, okay. Oops. Okay, cool. So no errors now. There was an extra backtick there. Cool. So now I can actually call this. By the way, I need to change this here also. So I'm planning to start using environment variable names. So yeah. So is there some issue here? Stay in the call. Oops. And okay. So we can actually see that socket is active. Socket is inactive, right? Cool. So you can actually see that. Can I name this? No, I can't. So I can actually call this export all monitors. This is actually connecting to a backend that we host. Before I do that, I'm actually planning to also put this here. So give me a moment. I'll just pause and continue. Hello folks. So I'm actually gonna run the export all monitors now on the local Uptime Kuma that is running here, right? So let me just click the dashboard and we can see the dashboard. Right, so now let me run it. Node export all monitors, and it should just get it right. So it says we are logged in and all that. So yeah, so it says this is the thing. So let me just copy this and put it here, right? And now as you can see, I just do the login only once here. Only once here login. It's called only once here. This is a calling. This actually has been commented out because I mean initially I noticed something. Let me see if that is true. So this is the hosted version where I have port forwarded it like to use HTTP instead of HTTPS because we have HTTPS. But anyways, export and connection error. So it just says connection error. So and it keeps trying to reconnect. It says temporary failure. The socket will automatically try to connect. There is some XHR pole error. Okay. Oh hey. Let me see if I can actually get the whole error. So this one says connection error, right? So can I just not do this and notice the error on this, maybe on this? Yeah, there's this connection error and it says reconnect error, connection error. Okay, reconnect errors. It's just trying to reconnect and it's failing there also. So anyways, the socket is active. Interesting. The thing is, in this case what I've noticed is just logging in beforehand helps. Let me see if that works. No, it doesn't work. Let me actually pause for a moment to check if the connection is all good. Okay, so I'm not sure what happened here exactly. Just gonna run it again to see what happens here. Or I thought it'll just work. I think it won't because it says listening for listeners. Even after logging in, it doesn't work actually. Okay. So I mean, it tries to log in even before a login is required. In this case, it says login required, and hence clearly says this. I thought it will work, but looks like it won't. So let me actually get rid of this for now. And what I'm gonna do now is so listening for events, error, then connection error. So okay, so if there's a connection error, okay, and then it tries to log in, but login doesn't work. I think it tries to emit the login event, but I'm not sure what happens there. I think there's a connection error and hence the issue. Let me actually try commenting this out to see what happens then. So it just says listening for events. Interesting. Cool. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and see if I can actually find out the root cause. Just a moment. Okay, hello folks. So before I go into the other stuff regarding debugging and all that, I also noticed this interesting web page which talks about how do you create a socket.io client, because let's say you don't use this socket.io -client package. Can you create one of yours, like your own thing? So you can, right? Basic socket.io client in JavaScript in order to get a better understanding of the socket.io protocol. So they'll implement these following features, but the official client obviously contains a lot more features like support for old browsers, fallback to HTTP long polling and whatnot, acknowledgements, binary payloads, multiplexing, catch-all listeners, connection state recovery and all that. So creating a WebSocket connection, managing reconnections, sending events, receiving events, disconnecting manually. So here you can see actually, but that should be sufficient to give you a good overview of how the library works under the hood. Our goal is to achieve something like this. So basically you get the client and then you call it and then say connect on this and then emit, right? So now it's apparently completely inspired from Node.js event emitter class. So just get the event emitter. So the library provides a similar API. right? So you can actually see that these are events look like. So the server looks like this, the client looks like this. The underlying connection between the server and the client, WebSocket or HTTP long polling, is abstracted away and managed by the library. So here, so we say event emitter, we create an event emitter on emit and all that, and then have a constructor, create a socket, and then have a constructor for this. So if the URI is actually some HTTPS thing, then you can accordingly use some HTTPS stuff. For example, here, when you say it's HTTPS, when you say create URL over here for opening a thing, opening a connection, so it says replace HTTP with WS, which is WebSocket, and then it also puts this thing. It says EIO, which is engine IO short form, and then transport is WebSocket, and then reference is like WebSocket's reference. So some explanation. So it takes this, starts with WS. So we handle always contains a specific request path which defaults to /socket.io/. So that is there. So in this case, like socket.io always has this path, right? And then there's always query parameters. And engine.io protocol has its own thing, so you can actually go to engine.io and check it out. So just a moment. Yeah, so you can actually check it out and how it works and all that. So you can actually see that engine.io has some ways of communicating. So here are the different packet types, right? For fourth version 4 of engine.io, and how they handle it and stuff. So on message, it looks at the packet type and then does things. So you have a heartbeat, and then reconnection and stuff. So I'm gonna probably look at this later when I learn more about socket.io and even engine.io. So this is something to look at. So the interesting thing is this and this, how it works, and engine.io stuff, right? So this, and then I think engine.io is created by these folks only. So what is this split into two is engine.io, the engine inside socket.io. Okay, so looks like these people only built it. There's a client, there's a parser now, so you can check it out. Looks like it's all part of the mono repo now. And then the protocol itself, long pooling. So long running get requests for receiving data from the server, short running post requests for sending data to the server. Okay, cool. So yeah, so you have long running get requests for receiving the data. So you do some polling, I guess, and then you can actually see how it does other stuff and how the handshake, heartbeat, and all happens. Right. So I'll probably look at this later. WebSockets and long polling now. And this I checked out before itself. Right. So I'll probably not look at this for now because I don't need anything in this. I don't need it now. But if I need anything in this, I probably have to go through this tutorial to understand scaling and all. Like if you have multiple, if you have multiple servers. Okay, so this is the socket.io server. So you have socket.io. Basically, this is the server side. If you have multiple servers, you need to see how to scale it horizontally. So they put some cluster adapter and then get the cluster Node.js related cluster module and then do some stuff around it. So yeah, so you'll notice how to scale it and ending nodes and stuff, right? Cool. So with this, final client code. This is for ES6, ES5 if you want this. The script is like this. In ES6, the script is like Okay, accordingly there is some stuff. ES5, ES6, I think they might have fat arrow functions and all that. Anyways, so this is the homework. Broadcast message to connect user when someone connects or disconnects. Add support for nicknames. Don't send them same message to the user that sent it. Append the message directly as soon as they present or add user typing functionality. Show who's online. Add private messaging. Share your improvements. So, yep. And you can actually see the overview of this API. I was actually looking at it. So, and then what you can do with the socket and all that, connect errors and stuff. So, you can actually look at this also. So you actually see connect error and all that, connect, and then this connect error and whatnot, disconnect. So, yep. And you can actually see, I think this is also the client API only, connect error. Let's see. Oh yeah, here are the events. These events are socket related, these events are manager related. Okay. So manager is basically the .io and reconnect error and all that. Connect error and disconnect and everything is all this. Okay. So this is all manager, and this is the socket. So you have the connect error, you have disconnect, and you have connect, of course. Okay, so let's actually put this connect error over here. So let me just say disconnect error comes first, right? And then you have these. And by the way, you can actually also have some debugging stuff. For example, debugging stuff like say on any. So I think on any. So there's a catch-all listener over here. So not triggered in acknowledgement is easy. Okay. So you can actually see how on any is defined, and then there's also an off any. So yeah, you can actually see it says event and then event arguments and all. So you can actually see this over here also on any, right? Oops, on this on any. Let me see if I can find this here. Oh hey, I need an overview. Yeah, so on any is the thing that we're looking for. These will come to it later. Socket.io and drain, close. This is actually the server side, I think. Server side, client side. This is manager, lifecycle, client server instance only. Okay, I'll check it out. Okay. I'll come back for this and engine IO and all that. So this is an example of the client API. So yeah, and you have prepend any and whatnot once. And then so uptime Kuma, okay, I'll do this here. So here you can see on any and then on any outgoing. Both of these are there. So you can actually just write this down over here. Let's just say hello. Let's just assume that on any and then say this and then cards and then let's say event name, event name, right? Oh, I should remove this and this. So on any event, and then this. So this is the same, I guess, over here. So this is on any outgoing event. Alright, on any outgoing. Kill this off. Kill this off. Cool. So let me actually try out this. It says unexpected error of output. Okay, let me just debug this for a moment. One moment. Okay, so I'm not sure what happened here. It says 85. It says end of pass. I expected this. Okay, so I think I missed out something over here. Oh, I think that's it. Can I fix that? So it says connection error. Yeah. Cool. So I'm gonna try out this right next. I'm gonna say this over here and okay. So it gives error now. Connect error. Interestingly, it says it's active and was actually I noticed some other error when I was trying it out. Now something else is showing up. I actually noticed some transport error, something about SSL and all that. Maybe I will actually just stop listening on any reconnect and connect error. Let me see if that works. Right. Right. So connect error is not there now, and let me try that now. Let me get rid of this also. I think we need more information here because I think it's not giving all the information. So if I just do log, I think if you give the whole error, I think it might just come up. So it has the whole error. Okay, there is a transport error basically. So this should show up. So we have a self-signed certificate, and that is the problem, right? So you see the connection error, you'll actually see that, I don't know, this is probably just showing the message, error dot message maybe. Stack is not being shown here, I think. So let me see if we can just do error dot cause and then error dot message and then error dot name, connection error, cause is this, message is this, oops, name is this, right, and then stack is this. And maybe also put the whole thing error, right, so that we can actually find out what went wrong. So here reconnect attempt, okay, reconnection error. I think here we need to put this and and also mention things here. So Okay, so with this we have the error message and everything, and we have the error also. Cool. Currently we have a like self-send certificate, which is what is the main problem. So in chain, so TLS socket, right, and self-send certificate in chain. Transport error is what we have now, right? So I think this is probably the issue coming out over here also. Let me see. Let me put this down here, and let me just put this down here. Let me just do this. This we have a address not found error. Okay, so I think the problem is I put the URI to be something wrong. Export export your uptime URI is equal to, so I just basically, if I echo it, this is wrong. It's localhost. So oops. So it's export, and then this is equal to http://localhost 8080, right? And now if I do node, I think it should be able to do. It's saying we are on client side, but it's not getting connected. For some reason, the login required event is actually not coming up. For some reason, right? So if we don't get a login required event, we have to log in by ourselves. Getting login required event on our own, right? And maybe not getting login on our own. So if I just stop this and if I do this, now it will log in on our own, and it will say logged in, and it's going to wait for the monitor list event, which is actually it's going to take some time, but it will come up. So you'll notice it. Yep, so it came. So that's the data. So now if I try to do something similar over here, let me see if I can actually just do this. There is a transport error even now over here. So let me just fix that. Let me go ahead and check out what I can do for the transport error, right? So transport error is basically on connection secure. Full send certificate in certificate chain and all that. Okay. So okay. So let me see if I can actually just do a send certificate in certificate chain. Right. How do I ensure that Node.js does not have this issue? Node.js. So error in self-signed certificate. Okay. Client side HTTPS. Okay. So export Node.js TLS reject unauthorized 0. Disable the warning useful for development. From your question, I'm guessing you're doing this in development as you're using a self-signed certificate for SL communication. Load in CS certificate like Postman, useful for testing with TLS. Okay. So use a proper SSL certificate from a trusted useful for production. So we actually have to use certificate authority like this, right? So can I pass in options is the question. I think if I set this, it will probably come up. Let me try this out. This, it still has the error, right? So I don't think that works. Okay. So I'm just gonna unset this, right? And then so let me just open up a new one. Upgrade uptime Kuma task 7, and I think the best thing to do now is basically use this options basically where it says I think you have some options basically manager options and socket options. So here it says path reconnection and then timeout parser and everything. So force new should be force a new manager on this connection. Okay. And then socket options basically it says auth retries act timeout. Okay. Okay, seems like I can't find anything here. Wait a minute. Partial of these two. Okay. Manager options. Let me see if I can find something here. Parser any managers reserved events. Okay. Can I pass in a certificate? Authority certificate. So it says extends engine options, right? So I'm just going to check out that also, and I'm going to check out if this extends something. It doesn't extend anything. So I'm just going to go ahead and check out engine options to see host, hostname, secure port, query, agent, upgrade, force base, okay, transports, okay, pooling and all that, WebSocket, web transport, okay, try all transports, remember upgrade, okay, key, SSL private key to use for SSL can be used in Node.js client environment to manually specify certificate information. Okay. So if there is a certificate, client-side certificate to provide, then yeah. To manually specify certificate information, and then cert public to use can be used to manually specify certificate information. And authority certificate or array of authority certificates to check the remote host against, and can be used in Node.js client environment to manually check manually specify certificate information. Cool. So I might just do this. So just say fs.read file sync. Let me get the certificate first. Just a moment. Okay, folks. Hello. So I'm just going to do a read. Just a minute. Here, let me provide options and say CA. Right, fs dot read. I need to use fs by the way. It's const fs is equal to require fs. So can I read file sync and this is the path to my thing. So I'll just say /user/ I need username, downloads, and this. Let me see if that works. So it says parser error, twice parser error. So let me see. Okay. Connection error, server. So cause is undefined, message is server error. Server error, okay. So it says parser error. Not sure why this happens though. Let me see if I can find the parser error. This is part of the SSL thing, I think. So socket.io parser error. And then encoding and decoding of the data being sent there. Therefore, received by the parser is not what it is leading to versions of socket.io and okay. Oh, incompatible versions, okay. So using the compatible or very similar versions of socket.io, update both packages to the latest server if necessary. Okay, so I think there is a parse error. So basically I am trying to connect to the socket.io thing, and I think the version is a bit different. I'm not sure. Interestingly, the HTTP thing works, but HTTPS, I mean, sorry, workspace thing doesn't seem to be working. Just a minute. Okay, so basically, I'm connecting to version 1, right? Interestingly, version 1, um, so I think version 1 somehow it works when we provide the HTTP URL, but for some reason it doesn't work for, I don't know, I mean the HTTPS URL. So I'm just wondering what to do. It might be version mismatch or then data format issue. Might not conform to the expected format for the. This can happen if the new data is not properly serialized or if custom file is in use that explains the specific file structure. Handled by the sender, the plan is correctly formatted. If sending objects are properly JSON serialized or handled by the chosen process. Okay. I think, I mean, it says server error though. Server has some issue. I don't know what happened there. Well, it's okay. At least I know now that it's not a old error. It's a new error. So it's a server error, and it starts from timeout at this, and then emitter event on packet callback. So okay. Let me see if I can actually just put in some debugging stuff over here so that I can actually debug here. Um, so if I just do this and do this, I think I should be good. So there is like attempt and all. There's attempt 2, attempt 3 and all that. This is server error. So anyways, I think I'll have to look at what's happening exactly because it's doing attempts and all. Cause and message is there, name is there, and then stack is saying server error, and it's basically the engine.io client that is having the issue. So let me go ahead and debug a bit and come back. Hello folks, I'm back. So basically I found out what was the problem. Basically the URL that I was trying to access is actually behind a Cloudflare firewall, web application firewall, where some access rules are mentioned, and hence it will not work. So yeah, that's why the whole thing didn't work, because there was some Cloudflare access something, and it requires you to actually log into your Google account, and then it will check if you are actually authorized to access it, and then it will let you in. So that's why I think I'm not able to access it. Just a minute. One node. This is connection refused. Transport error. I don't know what. This connection refused. One moment. One moment. Okay, hello folks. So I was actually looking at the logs that I had put. Let me remove these. And I had also enabled some stuff. And I will remove these also because I don't need them. And I don't need this. Right. I wonder why this is showing up like this. Okay. Well, I think this probably had, yeah, it's okay. I'll actually make it as something. So yep. So I'm just gonna go ahead and see if I can just run this. Okay. I think I need to remove some events. Let me remove on any over here. So there's a reconnect attempt. Okay. Just a minute. Let me check what I have here. Just a moment. So here I should get rid of the log. Did I put any log here? Here. Oh yeah, here is a log. I'll remove this. And then here is a log. Oh, okay. Cool. So I just need to log in, I think, over here. So I'll just put this in. So and I'll just try to run this. So I'm logging in and let's see how that goes. Actually, it should have logged in properly and gone inside. I'm just wondering what happened. Let me check it out just a moment. So let me stop this. And let me start this. Okay. This is 88, I believe, so should just work. Yeah, we are logged in. Okay, cool. So this will work now, and I should get all the data. Yes. Let's stop here. Stop here also. Interestingly, broken pipes are normal here and there. The thing is, I want to check out how to do this. Like basically, socket is inactive and all that. Connection error. Okay. Just gonna say monitor list. Okay. This is also fine. Reconnect error. Only when there are connection errors, I think we'll need that, all that. So for debugging and cool. So I think connection error is also a good thing to have. Let's remove the debugging thing and monitor list. So monitor list is this, and I won't actually write to the things. I'll just say fs.write file sync. Write file will take string or thing, and then asynchronous writes data to the file, replacing the file with another data. This is similar. This right directly. So actually, when you do a write like this, you get a callback. Okay. So no parameter callback. So when it's done writing, you will get a message. Write is similar. So similar to calling this. See the notes below using a file descriptor. Okay. So if we just use a write, then file descriptor position. Okay. And then finally return how many bytes. Okay, and do data. Okay. I'll just say file write sync. Okay. File descriptor and then I think I'll just use this for now. So write file sync. Then this. So here they have a callback. The callback is just like something over here. Okay, so write file sync and it gives nothing. So we'll just say this. And I'll say something like list of monitors and then date dot now. I think this should be good because date dot anything else, I don't know, time. I think now is good. And then dot json. So that's the file descriptor file path of file, and then the data is basically this, but I want it indented, so I'll just say this comma replacer null, no replacing, and then indentation is 2. And then options, right options. I think if you look at the right options, you will have mode and okay. I think I might just leave it. I think I don't need it. So yeah, it's options is I think. So I can just do this I think, and with that I'm just gonna run ahead and see if this works. So I'm just gonna run this. Okay, and maybe not getting logged ready, and logged in. Once the monitor list is done, I think we should have it. Yes. So if I look here, there is a list of monitors here, and I'm good to go. So I will put this in here, and I'll have the list here, so that I can actually check it out. List of monitors. So basically, list of monitors, and compare it with this. Let's see how that works. Compare selected, and it's the same. Yep, it's the same. Cool. So if there is any difference, we'll find it here. So it's the same, and now with this list, what I'm gonna do is just go ahead and start creating the groups that I have in my local. So first I'll delete all the monitors that I have. So I'm just gonna do that a little bit now. So let me go ahead and look for the export. v2 slash have add dummy. Right here add dummy comes up. I want export over here, and I want to just say delete all monitors.js, and just copy this and then put this in here and say this is all socket.io.on, right? So listen function, listen on socket manager, and then give socket maybe IO, say, right? And then say this. So you can actually say something like this, So see, I mean, listen on socket.io, right? Provide socket.io, or let's just say provide socket, in which case I'll just do this socket dot, and then provide the socket here, and then login monitor list connection error. Okay, I'll just say listen on socket, and then just say socket, and have this here. Okay, has terminate. This has to go like this. This has to go like this. Oops. Okay. So this goes like this, and this goes like this. So socket. Oh yeah, here also you need to do something similar. So yeah, cool. So that is that. So connect related stuff, disconnect, and then there's a error, then this. Okay, so I can actually move these to some other file. We'll do that. So for debugging alone, I have something over here. Other than that, let me just say this. Let's say constant thing. This is utils is equal to require dot slash utils, and then I'll just say utils.js, and I'll just export it. So you get utils dot, and then you get this export function. So I think I have to say something like exports is equal to, and then listen, right? I think I should say utils.js. Now it comes up, and okay, and say listen thing, and utils.js. Exports dot, and then say this. Let's see if that works. I forgot how people do this. Common JS export. Basically do module.export. Oh yeah, sorry, forgot that. Okay, it's basically module.exports, and then now you should have this. Yeah, I'll just take this out and what is it? And let's do this, so that we have this, and let's have login also over there. So just do login, utils.login, and then listen on socket can just go there, and I'll just use it immediately. Utils.listen on socket. Okay. So listen on socket manager now. Listen on socket. Now this will come here, right? And function, and listen on socket can just come here, and we should have this going on here. So you have the socket here, you have the socket again. Okay, and then login, you just give the credentials and it should just work, right? And you need the socket though, but so socket, and then you pass in the socket over here, right? Socket, and pass the socket over here. Cool. So you have that sock dot, nothing is there, right? Okay, sorry. Cool. So this becomes pretty small, and if we need to do debugging, then we can actually just say this, and then maybe I'll come back to this later. But yeah, I think this is good. Export all monitors. I could have just done the same thing over here. I think the only thing I do here is this only. I'll just copy this here. I need the utils from outside, so this is in V2. I should just keep this inside this. Yes. So this will go here. So let me just copy this. And socket connect error, disconnect. I think everything should be here. Disconnect, connect error. Right. So all of that should be here, and maybe not getting logged in. Okay, cool. So if I just put this in here, I think I should be fine. Yeah. So if I just do this now. For example, just go ahead and run export all monitors. It should run and it should just work fine. Wait on that. Oh, I have to say utils.login. Utils.login, and this is 2 figure also. Utils.login. Okay. So this should create a new file. I think there is some port issue here. Let me just stop it and restart the port. Yep. And connected and logged in, and we get the units. Cool. So with that, I think I have a big chunk of thing over here. One file, and this is probably the newer one, so you can actually check it out. So the new one is basically this, right? Cool. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and say delete monitors for the V2 and see how I can just delete the monitors. Here the monitor list is mentioned here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get the list of IDs from that. And so basically you have data for keys in, for key in monitor ID in this. So you can just say log the monitor ID, deleting, and you can say, oh no, put the template string now. So this is this. Cool. Let me see if that works. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. String it on. Just gonna go ahead and do this over here as this, and just gonna go ahead and go to V2 and just say delete all, okay? Node delete all, and it should just say monitor ID, okay, it's down. Monitor ID, okay. So it says monitor ID is not defined, okay. So for I thought this works. Okay, now this JavaScript for each loop object. I have to say object.keys, I guess. Or I remember in should work. Yeah, variable in object. Yeah, this should just work. I didn't say variable, is it? Should I just go ahead and say cons monitoring remove undefined unused declaration monitor ID prefix this. Monitor ID, two of them are there, but I wonder why that's the case. For and then this in this object, okay. That is weird. Variable in its value is never very interesting. Oh damn it! I was using monitor capital I. Okay, cool. I think now it should just work. Now let me see. So it says deleting, and I don't have to delete it. I got logged in twice. Okay. I think here we don't have to log in twice. Just gonna say I'm gonna remove this for now. Right. I think login even is coming up. It actually doesn't delete, but it says deleting, right? So now I'll actually just go ahead and delete it. So socket.emit delete all monitors had this. So you had to emit open idea of monitors exception, open this dump. Okay, so this is called basically so we'll dump it. So we'll do the export of all monitors once before we delete, right? So that we do this basically, right? So you have this, and then you do the delete, right? So you are already doing this. Save it and then delete it. Okay. So So deleting, and then we'll just say emit, and it can just delete something. So here I can actually say delete monitor and give the monitor ID. That's all. Data is it has to give the monitor ID and then give the number. Cool. So I'll just say delete monitor and then comma. I will just close up this for now because I don't want it to get destroyed. So for now we'll get rid of this. We need the logs as of now. We don't need this as of now. And this looks good. So export on monitors is all done. And this is also done. So I'm just gonna go ahead and kill these. I just wanna say this. Okay, just a moment. So basically, I'm gonna go ahead and so here Uptime, this one is not needed for now. So echo Uptime, I think URI is clear, and username and password is also clear. This is my local instance, so this is gonna go ahead and import stuff into this. So first I need to delete. So just gonna use this most probably to add the stuff. So let's just do delete monitor, emit, and you have an object basically. So and then you get okay. So it gives itself. Okay. So we'll say monitor and then monitor ID, right? So here for login, you can actually see how login takes up this login credentials and all. We'll say delete monitor request data and then say callback and say this is the response. Response is this, and just say if it's okay, and then message and then this, right? So I'll just put in the whole thing, right? So log response, right? And just a moment. Okay. Format. Okay, cool. This. Okay. Cool. Is that well? Is that good? Okay. Cool. So now, I'm gonna say so I'm gonna put this thing here. I'm gonna just say is equal to const, and then say it's monitor ID, and then say the number monitor ID. Right, this is capital ID, so monitor ID, and give that in. Right, it basically gives in whole monitor ID colon monitor ID. Cool. So now if I run this node delete all monitors, it says false. Delete from monitor unknown column monitor ID in where. Okay, so I think we have to say monitor and not monitor ID. Let me see. So they do delete, yes, where ID is equal to, it has to be directly just the ID. Cool, so it's not even this, it's just directly the ID. So just give the number over here and we should be good to go. Right, let me do that. And it was successfully deleted. Cool, so let me just put that here. And now if you look at the list of JSON, in export also there is one list of JSON, in this also there is one list of JSON. You can actually do this and you'll see 3 files. So this is the list of monitors that you need. This. So that is the list that you need. And now you should actually have no list available. No delete all. There should be nothing to delete, right? So that's it. Cool. So there is also no monitor list. I think we should get a monitor list. We did get it. It's empty, right? So now the next thing to do is send the data, right? So we'll create only group type for now, right? So for now, if you notice, I'm going to actually get this data, okay? I'm just going to put it here. All monitors .json, right? And I'm going to ensure that this is read only. So I'm just going to go ahead and say read only. And here I'm just going to add a pattern saying all monitors.json, right? So I want this to be, oh no, I don't care about this, so this is one. I don't care about this. All monitors.json. Okay. All monitors. That's weird. So just give the whole path this time. Yeah, now it comes up. Great. Basically I want this to not be touched. And now if I actually do this, okay, cool. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna say add all monitors .js, right? I'm just gonna copy this and I'm gonna put this. I don't need the monitor list, but I can get it if needed, but I won't delete them, of course. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say this. So once login is required and login is done, right? Just gonna go ahead here and say, well, here I can actually say something like, once the login is done, basically a callback, right? So here in utils, callback, right? Once this is done, if callback, then callback, right? So if the callback exists, then callback. Okay. So and then you do this. So if you say something like 1, I think this might give an error. Let's see. Oops. Oh yeah. And so it's gonna say node add all monitors, right? So it's gonna say callback, right? Callback is not a function. Okay, awesome. And then now if I say this, you do this. Awesome. And node delete all monitors should also work, by the way. Right? So it works. There's no problem. So here what I'm gonna do is callback on successful thing, you know. So I'll just say something like okay. So I'll add monitor now one by one. So before adding, I should actually have a mapping of given an ID, what is the parent ID? Okay. So let me go ahead and so I get a list, right? So I know what to do. Cool. So let's say I think I know what all thing I need. So add dummy monitor we have, right? Awesome. So I'll just say add monitor request data and do this, right? And then finally I'll just say this, right? And I'll just add groups if the type is group, right? So I need to read through these monitors, right? So I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. I'll say fs dot read. I'll sync, right? And I'll just say monitors const, right? So object key value, the object key value loop JavaScript. I think it's object the key comma value. That's what it is. I think. Okay, just say of this key and do it, right? Or else for each, or you can just do for each, this is for each value and entries will give you key comma value. Okay. So I think the easiest is just this, I think. So I'll just say this and then I'll look at the monitors basically. Before doing that, I'll say all, dot slash all, I'll just say all monitors, right? Monitors.json, right? So once that is done, I'll just say this will give me actually a buffer, I think. So string, and I'll just do this. Oh no, JSON dot parse, and parse takes only a string. I'm just gonna say a string of this, right? So that is done. Now I'll say for monitor ID. Oops, what did I do? Anyways, I'm gonna go here and say for, okay. So I think for some reason I went like this. Okay, so so this in oops, monitors, right? So I think I have to say const somewhere probably. Delete all monitors. I think I'll say const here, right? So I don't change the value of this thing. Monitors. It's correct only, no? What is the problem here? Change spelling to monitors. No. Oh, I thought it's a thing. So const. Actually trying to use this here. So just gonna say this first, right? And then I'll just say this, right? And then only if the monitor is of type group, right? So only add group monitors for now. So if monitors of monitor ID dot dot type is equal to group is not equal to group, then it will just continue, right? Continue. Okay, then it will be type group, and then this is the group name. Maybe I'll just give the name itself, which is I'll give the monitor itself. So I'll just say monitor is equal to this. Oops, this points to this. Monitor dot type. Here it will just be like monitor dot name, right? This is monitor dot type. Accepted status codes. We don't need it for this, but we do need it for accepted status codes. We do need it for when there is no what do you say? So I'll just maybe add this accepted status codes. If it's not of type this, then I'll add it. So I'll just say something like for a group it is this. So I'll actually do one thing. I'll just say add group monitor request data and pass the monitor to it, and it will take care of everything, right? So yeah, so if the type is group, then it will just say okay. So okay, for now I'll just say this, but in the future I have to change it to something else. Okay, notification ID list, I'll just leave it as empty, and this one is monitor dot interval. This one is monitor dot retries. That's retries. Okay. And then this one is monitor dot retry interval. This one is monitor dot reset interval. This one is monitor dot upside down. And this one I need to say, and then this one is monitor dot description, and this one is monitor dot tags, right? And then here parent is going to be an interesting thing. So if there is a parent, so we need to just say something like so I think parent has to be parent is not always there. For example, in the topmost one, the parent is null. Okay. So const parent is equal to null. Later you can say parent is equal to 1 or something. Let's see. Right? Dot blah is equal to 1. And here that takes up everything. So there's no error over here. Anyways, I'll just give null over here for now and say parent is null, initially at least. I'll just say let for now. And if monitor dot parent is there, if it exists, right, then what I'm gonna do is for now I'll just continue. Okay. Let's see how many things without parent are there. I think maybe 16 of them, right? So let's see if 16 things get added now, and let me see what is the data for it, right? So let me just say delete all monitors. Are there any monitors now? No, nothing, right? So no monitors. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and delete all monitors, and it should not delete anything. Basically nothing is there. Here my list of monitors should be empty, which I did just now, 1520. So basically if I just get this list, it should be empty, right? Yeah. So now just a minute. Delete on monitors. I just basically get the list of monitors and just say data is this. You got an empty list and you just simplify that and put. Oh, cool. So now I'll just say node add all monitors. I'm going to read from here from the monitors JSON and start doing things. Let's see how it goes. Response okay, false. Insert into monitor. Okay, let's see what is the error. So insert into monitor, accepted JSON. You have an error in SQL. Check the manual that corresponds to your monitor. For group to use near group false 1 at line 1. So looks like I have a thing. So message insert into and it goes here, right? Looks like I need to mention the parent. I'm not sure though. Let me see what that is. Okay, that is an thing. So I'm saying name and then parent. So after name parent comes. Oh hey, and then group false. Okay, so I think it's the tags, is it? So user ID upside down type and tags. Type and tags, okay. So if tags is empty, I think we'll have to just go ahead and just provide it as empty. I think for some reason when you go to USHC, the tags is null, I think, is it? There is no tags here for some reason. So here, if I get this whole thing, tags is empty over there. Weird. It is there. Tags is there just before mentions. So what is going on here? So I'll just take this, insert into monitor. So the last three is this and tags is empty. What did I put here? Tags is this. Okay. I wonder what happened here. Let me just check it out. Log and then log this add monitor records data. Right. Let's see how that goes. So before I do it, I write it. So it says null, description is null, parent is null. Okay. Is there any problem here? Description is this, okay. All that is null, default. How come the 90,000? That's weird. For everything it says for the right syntax to use near this. when I said tags is empty, it worked. Why doesn't it work there? Remember? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Hmm. Oh, I have to say add. Okay, I did say add only. What's wrong? There are no monitors as of now, is it? Let me see if I can add this dummy monitor. Okay, it's false. Interval cannot be less than 20 seconds. Okay. I'll make it more than 20 seconds. What? 20. Oh, this problem was already there. Let's fix it then. So it says this. Add a dummy monitor example earlier. It still doesn't work. Why? Unknown column tags in insert into. It says tags doesn't exist here. Is it even a field while adding? Let me check it out. Adding monitor object without ID. What is the monitor object looking like? This is for status endpoints and all. Monitor object tags. Oh, there's a tag ID and all. Okay. Should give empty. Is there a tag addition thing? Tag, show tags. How about I don't give tags at all? Does it work? Nope, false. It says a foreign key constraint fails. References monitor parent loading. So I don't have a parent like this. I'll just say null. Monitor as successful. Okay, cool. So tags, for some reason, I'm just struggling to understand what happened there. Tags, I think, is not meant to be given like that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and see if we have any tags at all, or is it all basic? For example, we have 487 monitors, right? So let me see if I can actually just I can just look at the tags and be like, okay, there are no tags. Can I be sure about that? Yeah, there are no tags anywhere. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just say, let's remove this, and let's see how that works for us. And on monitors, Oh, it's the JSON. Okay. On monitors as JSON. Okay. Node add. Interesting. Add. Oh, I said all. Okay. Add all monitors. Yep, monitor added successfully. Cool. So we have how many now? 3, 6, 9, 12. Only 12 of them. Type group is only parent null is only that many, is it? Parent null. 16 are there. I wonder where the others are. Oh, only if the type is group, okay. In some of them there is no type, is there? The type is what? Group. Ideally should be group only. Type is group. Type is group. Type is group. And it's HTTP, okay. Interesting. 14, 15, 16 is it? Here type is HTTP, okay. Here the type is HTTP. Group. 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 JSON query, okay. Cool, so not all of them are groups, so it's good to know that. So if there's no parent, you just leave it as parent is null, right? So now if there is a parent, we have to start adding stuff. Before that, let's see how it looks like. So this is how it looks like. So I think let's see, it's just one of them. Okay. Cool. Let me delete all the monitors now. Delete all monitors. Okay, cool. That's done. So it's deleted, and I can just do this. Let me check. I think I have a message to check. Okay, so now I think what I need to do is just look at the parent of some of these, and if there's a parent, and only if it's a group type, right, I'll just use it, or else I won't. I believe that every group you should be able to find like the parent in it. Like if there is a parent, you should be able to find it before itself. You should have added it. So let me see. How do I get this now? Okay, so I need to add a particular monitor before. So let's say I add the first monitor, and the first monitor has a parent, let's say. Then you actually have not added the parent yet, so how will you add this? So you have to add the parent first and then add this. If you have already added the parent, then you have to get the ID of the parent and then put it here. So let me actually just say something like first add all the monitors that don't have a parent, right? But then everything else will have a parent, okay? There might be multiple parent levels also. It's okay. So if it is not of type group, leave it. Group itself, only some of them are there. Let me see. There are some 75 of them, right? So there are some 75 groups. So just gonna go ahead and say that if there's a parent, then add the parent. Whenever you add something, let's just say that this has been added successfully. So monitors added, and whenever you get a monitor addition response, it has a monitor ID. Okay, so I need this by the way. So the monitor ID is 14. Okay, so this I need basically. So monitors added dot push, right? So I'll just have this. Once you're logged in, I'll just say monitors added is equal to empty. So and then push response dot monitor ID, right? So as you can see here, monitor capital A capital D. So okay, cool. So we have done that. Actually instead of push, I'll just say something like this. So now what I'll say is, if there is a parent, then you'll mention the what ID did this have? Monitor ID, this monitor ID, and this monitor ID has to be pushed. So basically you're saying that I had this monitor ID and monitor ID, it comes from here. This monitor ID, I basically am relating it to this, like linking it to this, so that next time if someone says my parent is ID, then I'll say okay, then we need, let's check first of all if ID is there in the monitors added, or else you have to add that and then get this basically, right? So after adding, so let me actually go ahead and say something like tricky stuff. Okay, so if there is a parent, we say something like, how does a parent look like by the way? It's a number, right? Okay, cool, awesome. If it's a number, then I'll just say something, this is dummy, so add all monitors. If it's a number, then I'll just say something like this is only for group by the way. So if the parent exists, then check if key exists in dictionary JavaScript in object. If I in something, I guess, is it right? Yes. Cool. Has own property. Okay. So I'll just say in, I think. So I'll just say in. The key exists. So in or parenthesis, okay. We don't do this, it is equivalent to false in. Okay. So if key exists, right? If the monitors added, if monitor dot parent in this, right? else found a parent that is not added yet. Okay. So if the parent isn't here, then I'll just say something like parent is equal to monitors added of monitor dot parent. Okay. So this is only for group type. So let's see if this works. So currently I don't have any monitors. Just gonna go ahead and say add all monitors. Okay, so it added multiple monitors now. So we have so many now. Okay, let me just refresh this. It seems like a single list of values, is it? Okay, so it found a parent that is not added yet. Okay. Else, and then parent got added as null. Okay. Okay, the problem is, I think we might have to wait. Um, hmm. Okay, so first I think we might have to wait because this can be added later, and before this could be added, we are checking this. So if there is a parent, we have to add it, right? Are we even adding this properly is the question. Monitors added is where? Let me just say something like log monitors added is this monitors added, right? Let me see if that works. I need to delete first all of them. All of it is deleted, so I'm just going to go ahead and this and let's see this. So it's nothing is there right now. Cool. So now let me just add say all monitors. Monitors added. It just says objects. I just don't want that. Delete all the monitors. So I want to actually see something like JSON or stringify in this. So there are values. Monitors added is 195, 4198. Are there any groups with some subgroups? No? Nope. That's interesting. So we're saying something like we logged in and then we say this and found a parent that is not added yet. So it says this. Let me see what is that, so that you can actually understand what has been done. Are there any list of, is there anyone where the parent is not null? That's interesting. That's 75 nodes. So it came, and then finally, when you start noticing patterns, so it is trying to find out the parent, but it's not there, it's not yet added. So you have to stop for a second. I think then we'll have to add the groups first, and then their children, and then the children of that, and so on. So, okay. So if there's no parent, we should actually stop. We should not add them, and then again start the loop. And if it's already added, then we don't add it. So I think that's what we need to do. So let me just go ahead and do this. This is. We know how many monitors are there. If you actually check if the size of the monitors added is that much, then we just stop. Right? So we don't go ahead and that is not added yet. Right? And we say continue. Right? So if there's no parent, leave it. If the parent is in this, then say this is the parent and go ahead. Now I'm gonna say this, right? I'm gonna say something like the length of monitors should not change. So for or while I'm just gonna say monitors dot length is equal to let me see if I can do this. A is equal to 1,2. Oops. So A dot length A dot length B is equal to 5, 6, 7, 8. B dot length is it there? No. B dot keys. No. Length, nothing should be there here. But if I do something like B dot toString, okay, constructor has a property of value of okay, number of keys in JavaScript object dot keys, and then the length. Okay. So if you have B, you say object dot keys of B not length. Okay. If the length of these two are the same, then it's done. So it's like object dot keys of monitors added dot length. Okay. So okay. So now I will do this while and keep going on until. So if the monitor is already added, then I'll not add. Okay. So if monitor ID in monitors added, then the problem is it will still not add some of these things, right? So I'll just say something like is not, so it's though it's gonna be this, I'll just say monitors added of something, some big value, okay? Monitors added of monitor ID is equal to some dummy bad value and non-number value. Okay. So if the value is there in it, then don't add it. So or else I could actually draw a graph and then add them one by one from the leaf. But I'm just gonna do this maybe. Where I just say if it is added in the monitors, then leave it. So you can add level by level, right? Instead of I'm not gonna construct a tree now or and then do breadth wise thing, right? This is gonna say this, and if it's already added, then continue, right? So if it's not added, then I'll go here, and if the thing is not grouped, then just say added. Okay. Continue, and then we'll go to the next thing, and it'll finish off, right? So I want this to be over here, and yep. Finally, it'll come out and it'll be done with all the monitors. Again, it'll go through the monitors. If the monitor is already added, then it'll go on. If it's not added, then if it's not a group, then it'll get added. If it's a group, the parent is there. Should get added. If the parent is there and the parent is there and the monitor is added, okay, it should get added. It should give and get added. But if the thing is not there, the monitor is added. Found a parent is not added yet. So that's all. So now let me try to delete some of this and say node delete all monitors. Deleted. Right. Okay. Cool. Now I'll just say node add all monitors. Right. So now I'll just look at this and I'll just say add all monitors. What happened here? Monitors list, login required, it's empty, okay. And then what happened? Oh, if it's not equal to length, then yeah. Initial monitors list is empty, and then later I think it should stop at some point. If it goes on for some time, then it's gonna be tricky. It's in a loop, I think. Yeah, it's in a loop. Oops. It's a big loop, yes. So it's not adding, is it? I think we have to wait for this callback maybe then. Too much asynchronous. Oops. The terminal is also almost dead. Okay, so I think this is dead. No, it's not dead. Okay. Let me actually get this and empty this first. Okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and use upgrade uptime Kuma task and log and this in here. And for this, I'll just copy this. And paste it here. I'll wait for that to come in and then we can just go ahead and now it's just waiting here to get copied. I think I should just stop it. Let me see. code just died on me. Okay, just a moment. Again, it's not responding. Okay. Just want to see if it still works. Or is it updating? Oh, I think I can't just do this. Let me add model and just stop it like that. And at least copy this much amount. I don't know how much that is. Just paste that along to be able to see what is going on, and then I need to do other stuff. Last time, let me close the Uptime Kuma now. Uptime Kuma tools. Oops. And this also. So Uptime Kuma API. And here just put this one. Cool. This was say upgrade